Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. We just saved Carnarbrus and it is snowing. We are in the camp outside of Carnarbrus, being given a tour by Irabeth. So I guess we just... I don't know, is there a map? Oh my god, there is a map. Look at all of this stuff. Oh my. I guess we just talk to everyone? I mean, Nenio's standing right next to us. I hope we meet Dascari and Baphomet soon. I have numerous questions for them.
With grace?
Oh, Ember's over here. I've seen so many happy faces today. It's so good. There are fighters of the Eagle's Watch. I personally chose every one of them that's standing here, and I'm ready to vouch for each one of them. What am I supposed to do? A quest came up, but it wasn't paying attention. Is it J? There we go. Examine the campsite of the Eagle's Watch. Find the location of the recruits from Nero Cyan. Examine the campsite of Carnarbrus Knights and talk to the army quartermaster. Okay. Who is Nura Denduar? What an interesting name. This is Nura Dendivar's tent. It seems she's brought a lot of unnecessary items along with her. Can I steal them? I can indeed. Cider, ale, shining scale, money, rice. Lovely. Oh my. Scroll of light wounds, protection of goods, scroll of vanish, expeditious retreat. Aha! Without a shadow of a doubt, expecting nothing in return, the life and feats of Lord Alexla Thresbot. I don't think I'm going to read that right now. Take it with me. On the nature of the divine. All sound very interesting, don't they? Hilor and the secrets of the needle glens. Good, my entire inventory is full of books. Probably should put them in the box. That's not where we're looking to go. Where are these recruits? Storyteller, the crusader wizard? And I figured it'd be super obvious. This is the supply train? And this is our quartermaster. I assume over here. Yes. Oh, there's so many things going on here. Will Sir Garms go to him for supplies? August Worm's here. Oh, talking to him. Yes, 3 cheers for the commander. Now answer my questions. Where are the mail shirts? According to the paperwork, we're supposed to have 50. I personally deposited the money for them in the armory's treasury. Your corned beef's in the cooking pots, turns out. It was from last year. Needs to be eaten for it spoils, and we're saving the hardtack for now. As for the mail shirts, they're on the troops. That's what they're for, aren't they? Not for me to rest my jacksie on when the lads are heading off to battle soon. Let's talk to him. The burly soldier with an impressive beard greets you with a broad smile. Will Sir Garms, the camp quartermaster, at your service. How may I be of help? Tell me about yourself. The quartermaster looks away sheepishly. Oh, there isn't much to tell, really. I was born in Carnarbrus, in a humble family. I got an education, taught myself to read and write, got drafted into the army, spent 3 years as a shield bearer in the first line. I left after I did my time and joined the Stonemasons Guild, then moved on to the shipwrights and rose to a crew chief. Sailed to Iobaria twice and returned with goods. Made some money, built a house, but haven't started a family yet. I think I will after we are done with this war. But a few years ago, something started gnawing at me. I got this feeling like I needed to go home. That there was a storm headed for my native city. And when there's trouble in Mendev, there's only one thing to do. You go to the recruiter and sign up for the army. And so I did. At first, they wanted to make me an infantry sergeant, and then they decided I'd be a better fit in the supply department. I can take care of army property, and I'm pretty handy around a warehouse. Not to mention, I know how to manage a band of helpers. And so that's how I became a quartermaster. Wilsa gives you a shy smile and shrugs, as if this were a wholly unremarkable story, typical of any crusader. What are your duties here? A little bit of everything. What's an officer to a soldier? A strict father. So what does this make a quartermaster like myself? Something like their mum? That's what. I make sure the lads have everything they need to defeat the enemy and come back from battle in one piece. Wilsa starts ticking off his fingers. That means food, firewood, medicine, tents, mended clothes, and fixed weapons. The horses have got to be fed and watered. The camp's got to be fortified by the evening and broken up by the morning. I make sure the wages are paid on time and the wagon wheels don't squeak. And then there are reports. God, until you asked, I never realised how many duties I actually had. What do the soldiers think of their new commander? Well, they mostly tell tales about your unusual power. They don't shy away from talking about you as a person, too. Soldiers are like that. If Imode herself descended from heaven, you bet they jabber on about how she grips her sword, and how good she looks in her armour. Word is you possess some special magic, and know spells that no one's ever seen in Mendev before. People say you can do all sorts of stunts, turn into a dragon, throw lightning bolts, fly across the sky, and that you specialise in this one spell that lets you carouse and make love all night long without ever flagging. I don't know where they got that last one from. You'd think they weren't righteous warriors of light, but common soldiers. Ha! Windsor says with a genial smile. Oh, show me what you have. Anything interesting here? Flowing scales. This +2 scale mail gives the attacks against its wearer a 10% chance to miss. Interesting. Plenty of +1 daggers and tridents. Why wouldn't I want a trident? No, I can't use it anyway, but... oh my good god, he's well equipped. Lesser gloves of dueling? Ring of protection +2. Oh, that's probably really good. Mithril chain shirt +2. I'm so cheap though. Like, I could buy these, or I could just not. I read that as automatic punching dagger. Amulet of jousting. Amulet of mighty fists. Probably quite good for our druid friend. Okay, nothing too overly interesting there. I mean, there probably is something game-breaking in there, but I'm just not... I don't know enough. Do I want to go to the encampment of Canabras soldiers? I think I do. We're looking for those recruits. These are the Knights of Canabras, all that's left of the orders that were billeted in the city. What's the loot? That's what I want to know. Aha. Old iron longswords, heavy flail, and a dwarven war axe. I don't think I need any of that. Anybody here named? You don't have a helmet on, which makes me think maybe I can talk to you, no? It's an honour. Okay, do I not have to talk to them? I just have to come over here? Unless there's this tent. Commander's tent. That's my tent. I don't think that helps. Is this my tent? It might be the Queen's tent. Oh no, it's mine. Hey look, this is the stuff that I have from the edition of the game I have. Let's drop off all these books. I should go through those items, but I'm one of those weird people who thinks that if you buy a certain edition of a game and it gives you an advantage, you shouldn't use that advantage. I don't know. I'm like heavily overloaded. Oh my god. I could do with a shop actually. I was just at a shop. The bloody Quartermaster. Hang on. I have stuff I can sell. Alright, Quartermaster. For some reason, the layout of this camp is like white noise to me. I don't remember where I am. Turoblade's tent, Commander's tent, Apple tent. That's Waljiv. Where the hell did we find... Oh, there's the Nero Cyan's recruitment place. You're the field medic. I am unbelievably lost, and it's a bloody square. How have I managed this? It's like something about the way that this is laid out just makes my brain hurt. I don't know what it is. It's because there's not enough landmarks, and all the tents look the same. Oh no. That's the commander's tent. From the commander's tent we went this way? No? Oh god, it's a big ass tent as well. It's got to be on the map, right? I'm just being stupid. The fact you can't zoom in really annoys me on this map still to this day. That you can zoom in your in-world camera? Why is that helpful? Not the field medic. It's not Sealer. I haven't gone near Ulbrig. I am just... It was around here, wasn't it? I spoke to them. Can I go into the chapel tent? Do I want to go into the chapel tent? Oh my god. What the hell is the Quartermaster? Ah, here he is. Is he marked on the map and I'm just stupid? Could be that it was Horgus Worms covering him up. I don't know. Let's just empty my inventory real quick. Supply would do any wine shop proud? Does the crusade really need this much alcohol? I don't think I'm trying to encourage drunkenness among our crusaders. It's all in good fun, a way to blow off some steam, and soldiers can gather by the fire and raise a cup to honour both the living and the dead. It reminds them that life goes on. But those who drink to excess or detriment of their duties won't get a drop from me. That is no sight more depressing than a drunkard. True enough. Tell me what you have. Right, bulk selling. I got rid of quite a lot of it. Okay, I'm gonna deal. Give me some money here. Can I sort this out real quick? Is there a sort button? I believe there is. Maybe if I just do that. Nope. Ah, sort. We have all these magical weapons and stuff that I should probably either sell or put in the box, but right now... Whoops. I'm going to keep all the magical weapons. I don't know why. I've just got this weird thing where I don't like selling magical weapons. All these scrolls and things. Good God. All these books and scrolls and... Eek. I'll probably do this off camera, to be honest. I'll try and sort out my inventory and I'll get it into a nicer state so we can deal with stuff. Who else are we looking for? We're looking for the recruits from Niosaya, which is over here. Well, I can hear Sela laughing already. A group of soldiers is talking loudly, laughing joyfully and passing around a flask. So, picture this. My sword is by the fire. There's 2 goblins about to snatch it, and 3 more are digging through my tent. And I'm sat in the bushes wearing just my mail shirt, wondering what the blast to do. An old mercenary taught me about the mail shirt. You can't sleep in armor, but it's not so bad in mail once you get used to it. Too bad no one told me not to go into the bushes without my sword. What did you do? What did I do? I barked like crazy. Goblins are afraid of dogs, you know. So they all went wild and started running around. I spot my sword and they spot me. So I jump over to the fire wearing nothing but my mail shirt and I grab my sword and I yell in my big tough voice, "Oh, Inheritor, grant me the power to crush these filthy creatures." My sword's shining. The goblins are screaming. I jump to attack them and they fight back, but I fought them off somehow. But ever since then, I never take a step without my weapon. Tila takes a sip from the flask. Haha, that's some story. Hey, stop gulping. Leave some for us. We've only just set off and you're already drinking? With the Queen in camp? Stop this at once. The knights quickly snap to attention. Seela raises the flask and says loudly, "Right you are, Commander Tirobade. We are but drinking to the Queen's health." Ah, let's go chaotic. Give me a sip too, to Her Majesty's health. Irabeth rubs her forehead with the palm of her hand. Commander, are you sure this is the right way to train your soldiers? Never mind. Your business. Fine. I leveled up. Did that just happen? Or have I been leveled up this whole time and I didn't notice? Let's have a look, shall we? We are level 6. That means we can go Winter Witch. Hey, this is what I've been waiting for. Bloody hell, Seela. Just laughing in the background. We can swap over to Winter Witch, which would give us the Winter Witch's spellbook, cold specialization. This makes our cold powers even more, and frost power. Freezing cold. Third level of Winter's Witch spells become incredibly cold, increases their caster's level by 1. Okay, let's go with it. So this should give us some new stuff. And obviously we want to go with Arcana, World, Nature, and Persuasion, and use Magical Device so I don't fluff my scrolls when I do try to use the damn things. Alright, we only have the Witch. I'm not entirely sure how this works, I've got to be honest. I knew what I had to do to get to the point, get Winter Witch, but I don't know what it does. Ability to cast Witch first level spells. I don't have much of a choice, so I'm going to click it and press next and see what happens. Right. I think this just gives us more stuff. And we're looking for ice spells, obviously. Could be some new ones in here from Winter Witch, I believe. Could be wrong. Not looking good so far, is it? I don't know. Touch. I was under the impression there should be more ice spells from being the Winter Witch. It's not like I can choose anything else other than that. There's obviously something else going on here that I don't quite understand, but I'm sure it's fine. I guess what do we want? Protection from fire. Lightning bolt. Guess we want to learn some level 3 spells. Here's Exile. Excruciating Deformation. Wow, that seems mean. I guess I'll go with Delay Poison, because, I don't know, maybe it'll become useful. And it really isn't anything I would consider Winter Witchy, which is just upsetting. I'll go with Deep Slumber as well, just so I can set people to sleep. I'm not going to use them, but oh well. It's mostly so we get cold specialization and we get frost power. Winter Witch levels stack with Shaman levels to determine the power of Shaman hexes and Frost Spirit abilities, and with which levels to determine the power of witch hexes and access to major and grand hexes, and for acquiring patron spells. Additionally, Winter Witch levels stack with Druid levels to determine the level of the Blizzard Servant. I don't think I have that. Oh, if the Wizard Witch has a Blizzard Serpent? No. Okay. We are now officially a Winter Witch. Do I want to use any of these new spells anyway? I guess they're not in my spellbook, are they? Oh, that's a point actually. Can I add more spells to my spellbook? I can have one more level 3. That's always good. 2. Go with see invisibility times 2 and then web. Yeah, we don't need 2 of those. So I'm going to go with another snowball in there. Oh, I could go with sleep or something. That could probably save my life at some point. Oh god, everyone needs their mythic level up. This episode's a bit of a mess. I'm kind of trying to work out where I need to go. Find the location of the recruits from Naya Cyan. Is this not them here? The Queen gave us an order and we can't let her down. Is it you? There are fighters here that Her Majesty brought from the capital. Okay, there we go. Too bad they're only recruits, but that's alright. I'll bring them up to speed. Alright, let's get away from Seela laughing, because it's very distracting. What does he want me to do now? Talk to the Queen. We can do that. She is in the commander's tent. Because I've already found her. That is down here. The Queen greets you with a stare. She has dropped the pompous air with which she just announced the 5th Crusade. The face of the ruler of Mendev appears calm and thoughtful. She has made her move, and now awaits her opponent's reply.
Commander, I'm satisfied with the troop review, but I do not expect they will be sufficient for the task. You will have to prove yourself a shrewd leader and hire the necessary troops with the provided funds.
You're giving me money.
I have chosen a target for your campaign, and that target is Daeran, our lost outpost within the World Wound. The Sword of Valor was kept there, a banner that was once carried by Iomedae herself. Our greatest relic was lost when the city fell. I should make one thing clear from the start. The Sword of Valor is no mere symbol, but a powerful weapon against demons. The holiness of the banner weakens them and robs them of one of their most dangerous abilities, teleportation.
Oh, interesting.
A forced march to Daeran awaits you. The Sword of Valor is kept somewhere within the Citadel. The demons probably think it's a hunting trophy. Its recovery is just as important as retaking the city itself. I hope the task is clear. I'm sending 2 specialists to help you, along with the soldiers. A historian, Nura Denduar, and a cleric, Soziel Bainik.
Queen nods to the human man and the young halfling woman standing next to her.
One of the famous inquisitors of the Church of Iomedae also wants to talk to you. The Honorable Leota, whom everyone calls Hawkblade.
Oh, that's the guy who kept Holrun in line, right? It kept coming up in the conversations as we were walking around Canabras that everyone wished Hawkblade was still here.
I do not wish to keep you, Commander. The matter I must discuss with you is extremely important, but it is not directly related to the Crusade. You no doubt wish to meet your new comrades and speak with Her Majesty. Therefore, I shall leave you now, but I ask that you seek me out in the camp at your earliest convenience.
I find it confusing that they cared enough about this character to voice act him, but didn't give him a portrait.
Hi! Listen, it's amazing here. It's like I'm in a ballad. There's knights in shining armor, deadly dangers, glorious feats. We are going to show those demons! I'm so tired of sitting in a library reading books about history. It's time I took part in it!
I like your energy.
I'm glad to help our cause, Commander. If you have some time later, I'd like to speak with you further.
You'll have plenty of time to talk. You're the Knight Commander's people now, her trusted advisors and companions. Now then, will you please leave us? Irabeth, you can go too.
No. I mean, Irabeth can stay. Right, what options do we have here? When we met at Defender's Heart, I never imagined you'd make me commander of the new crusade. Let's just start at the top.
Some actions may be deemed bold, or even extreme, and beyond those, there are some you might call the Queen's last resort. I am not a simple monarch. I am at war with the Abyss, a war which has lasted over 100 years. I cannot allow myself the luxury of caution. In you, I see a chance, and I am willing to stake everything on it. However, you cannot blame me for putting you in charge of the crusade. I only formalized what had already happened in the hearts and minds of many. People spoke of the power that descended upon you and helped you save the Wardstones from corruption and total destruction. Word of this feat quickly spread far beyond the borders of Mendev. There was no other person who could better fit the role of Knight Commander of the Fifth Crusade.
I have some questions about my mission to retake Dresden.
Of course, I shall answer.
How did the demons manage to conquer Dresden? I already know this, but let's go over it again. Why not?
That's a good question. Its walls were built by dwarf craftsmen, and the power of the Sword of Valor protected the city. Alas, where raging hordes failed, a single lying tongue was all they needed to succeed. The demoness Minago convinced a young and ambitious crusader named Staunton Vane that the banner belonged on the battlefield. He went on a daring and unapproved raid, and the banner ended up in the enemy's hands. The city fell soon after. Ever since then, for 7 decades, it has served as a citadel for the forces of the Abyss.
Staunton Vane. I saw him at the Grey Garrison. He defected to the demon's side.
Oh, really? I wasn't informed of this. After Dresden fell because of Staunton, he was nearly sentenced to death. He deserved it. In wartime, men are hanged for far less. But you have no idea what a terrible sight it is. A raging crowd of crusaders baying for blood. Never have my fighters looked so much like the demons we are fighting. I commuted Staunton's sentence and stripped him of his rank. Not just for him, but for my army and my country. We are not Hell Knights. We do not maintain discipline with public executions.
A Hell Knight? A Hell Knight? Or the Hell Knights are a collection of knightly orders with a unique focus on the promulgation of law. Unlike paladins, they are interested less in social good and charity than in the foundation of stringent maintenance of order at all costs. If people cannot be trusted to obey the law out of their own sense of civility and social righteousness, Hell Knights provide the need to obey out of fear of a master's stern hand. So we have Good. It was a tough choice, I understand. Good, you punished him with a life of disgrace and humiliation, and that life finally broke him. It's sad, but not surprising. Chaotic, you should have exiled him, let him go wherever he wanted. That way he would have either changed his life for the better, or realised he had no one to blame but himself. Lawful, you shouldn't have stayed the hand of justice. If he died, he wouldn't be betraying you again now. Evil, I can't believe no one decided to punish him unofficially. I'm going to go with chaotic again here. As I do believe that this is probably the better option. You should have just go away and sort your own life out.
Perhaps exile would have been a more merciful sentence than decades of service among those who despised him. I was hoping he might atone for his guilt with a heroic act, but he likely decided that atonement was impossible, and he might as well give himself over to evil.
What forces are at my disposal?
Everyone we saw today at the parade. First among them, the Eagle Watch, who remain a powerful force thanks to Irabeth's resourcefulness. Also marching with you are several minor knightly orders, as the minor volunteer units like to be called. And finally, I have personally selected some recruits from Neurosian. They have little in the way of battle experience, but great determination and a thirst to prove themselves. I've always thought that an army benefits from at least one such unit. These forces, as I said, are not enough for a march on Dresden. You will have to hire additional troops with the funds that have been provided to you. But for a brave commander, and I hope you are one, that is just the beginning. If you retake Dresden, recover the holy power of the Sword of Valor, and gain a foothold in the region, then new armies will join under your banner. The Fifth Crusade is only beginning. Many battles and victories lie ahead.
Can't deny her determination. Been decades and no one has managed to retake the city. Why do you think we're different?
We have a chance now that we haven't seen in decades. But it's more than that. You created this chance for us by foiling the demon's plans in Canabris. The army who attacked the city came straight from Dresden. Demon hordes from the Abyss are usually encamped there, but many of them perished on the streets of Canabris. We must attack swiftly, before they can restore their forces. When the city is free and the Sword of Valor appears before our soldiers, they won't be sending in any more reinforcements. Demons cannot teleport into an area protected by the banner of the goddess.
About long-term goals. Do you know how to get rid of the world wound forever?
Now you are talking like a real knight commander. However, answering your question is not easy. To win this war, we must bar the demon's way. There are a few planar rifts leading to the Abyss across the territory we call the World Wound. The best specialists we could find have tried to close them on separate occasions, with no success, as you may have guessed. The World Wound is more than just a chain of portals to the Abyss. We do not understand its nature yet. The methods of rift closure known to magical science simply do not work here. However, we have a hypothesis, and a rather well-grounded one, that we must begin at the source of the problem, the place where the World Wound was opened.
So right in the middle of the world wound. Fantastic.
The main rift lies through the city of Iz, and the Threshold Fortress, deep in the former lands of Socorus. We have never managed to fight our way so far and gain a foothold to allow the mages to explore the origins of the World Wound. So, the next step, after you succeed in Dresden, is an offensive push deeper into the World Wound, with the aim of reaching Threshold, the very threshold of the Abyss.
Okay, no more questions.
Wonderful.
Did you know that the souls of angels from heaven are confined in the Wardstone?
I had guessed as much. Many angels fought alongside us in the First Crusade. Heaven was unable to mobilize its full might to aid us, but individual celestials volunteered to fight for our cause. Then one day, they all vanished, saying that they were setting off on an important mission. Not long after, Iomede's herald erected the first wardstone in Canopris, and then the others in cities across Mendev. Even back then, I had nagging doubts, but my faith in Iomede easily assuaged them. It is for us to serve the goddess after all, not to question her works. Nevertheless, I am pleased that you solved the mystery of the wardstone in Canopris, and were able to save this gift of Iomede. It was a deed worthy of a knight commander of the Fifth Crusade.
The Queen subtly inclines her head in solemn acknowledgement of your service. It's a good thing we didn't blow it up, basically. You should know I received an unusual gift in the caves beneath Canabris. In a vision, I saw the death of a young angel called Lariel. Somehow, he was able to grant me the ability to reveal the light of heaven.
Lariel. I knew him. He disappeared shortly before the World Wound grew, and Dresden fell into the enemy's hands. In the chaos, we had more important concerns than investigating the fate of a single angel. Even one so righteous and beloved as Lariel. And afterward, matters took a turn for the worse. The angels left us to go on their special mission. It is so strange to hear the names I used to hear when I was young, like getting a message from the past. It is sad news, but it brings me back to the times when we strongly believed in our victory, and we rushed headlong toward it without fear. Could it be that such times have come again?
What are you going to do?
Overlooking a spot of insubordination just at the moment. However, I shall answer you. I shall prepare the defenses at Nerosian and all the other border cities and plan the future of the Fifth Crusade. Does that satisfy your curiosity, Knight Commander?
I can use my angel mythic path to ask her to remain with us? The Dresden campaign is the hope of the crusade, and the blessing of Immode that you carry may be decisive in this battle. Is that a good idea? It's good. Let's try it.
Here, a polite attempt to appeal to the conscience of an old sovereign?
I don't know why the game went into loading there, a bit weird. The Queen flashes something of a slightly astonished smile.
I don't know if you realize what you're suggesting. If our enemies in the depths of the wound were to discover that I was with your army, they would immediately send their most vicious demons to attack. They would stop at nothing to be rid of me, and thereby sow chaos across Mendev.
I mean, that's a valid point. Why you should never send the leader at the front of the army. If the leader dies, you're kind of screwed. But, on the other hand, morale.
But, you are right. I shouldn't be sitting it out in the rear. I am a warrior queen, and a queen of warriors. Yet my fighters have forgotten what I look like. Fine. I shall join the crusade, but on my own terms. First, I shall assemble my entourage and lead the parade out of the camp. I shall catch up with you later, along with a few hand-picked bodyguards. We'll change our armor, and I'll become a knight of a minor order and join the troops incognito.
Well, I'm not sure that's a good idea. That's a terrible idea. Okay.
Until we approach Dresden, no one should know I am among you. But before we storm the city, I shall show myself to the troops and join the battle. Let it be a surprise for the demons. I hope you won't complain of my company on the road, Commander, since you were the one who insisted upon it. Do you have any other questions?
Okay, that's not so bad. If she's gonna like show herself the enemy, like, haha, the queen is here. And that's good. We'll go with that one. Right, the task is clear.
Splendid. Ah, yes. We have one final matter to attend to. It should be rather enjoyable.
Enjoyable?
Count, there you are. You received my instruction?
Oh no. I can see where this is going.
I did, though I did not have time to read the thing before I was dragged before your majesty. In truth, I was readying myself to depart.
No matter. I trust you will forgive your sovereign for the rather brusque summons, especially when you learn what prompted it. As you are aware, she has recently been appointed my Knight Commander of the Fifth Crusade. I spent a long while pondering whom to appoint to the highly sensitive post of Commander's Field Attaché and Advisor Plenipotentiary without portfolio. Congratulations, Count.
What in the hell is a plenipotentiary? Good lord.
It is a great honor, I suppose.
That's a great idea. A rather frivolous gesture for the queen. What a wonderful gesture, your majesty. I imagine our dear count would have been inconsolable if you hadn't given him this chance to serve the common cause. I gotta go chaotic again.
I knew you would approve, Commander.
The queen bestows a smile on you, then brings her gaze to rest on Daeran once more.
I had my doubts about whether you were ready for such a responsibility, Count, but your conduct in Kenobris has put my mind at ease. So, you will travel with the troops to Dresden. Only the commander may remove you from your post, but I trust that you will dutifully fulfill her orders and make a good showing of yourself. Especially since word of your appointment, Count, will reach the court at any moment. All of Mendev's nobility will be following your successes in service to the nation, including all of your devoted admirers. I even heard that one bard with whom you are particularly friendly has already begun composing a ballad to honor your heroic participation in the crusade and your faithful service to the commander here.
I really like this queen.
Your largesse truly knows no bounds, dear cousin. I am most gratified by the honor you have shown me.
Then let's get going. May Ayomade help us.
Nope. Okay, there's loads of loot in here, so I'm probably gonna just like quickly loot this no one's gonna question it, right? Protection of evil, light hammer. I don't really need light hammers. I'll take your money though, and I'll take your rings. Anything of any value, it's mine. I am the commander. What's in this loot? I suppose I could pick everything up and sell it to the Quartermaster, but do I care that much? I don't think I do, you know. Anevia. Anevia sweeps an inquisitive glance over you. So, Tell me straight, how'd that brawl at the Grey Garrison end? I heard the rumours, of course. It's kind of my job, you know, to listen. You've no idea what cobblers the Crusaders say about you. Some say that Imade came to you and appointed you her herald. Others say that you died, and an honest-to-God's angel is now leading the army disguised as you. Still, others say it was just an explosion at an alchemist's lab, and I'm the one spreading rumours about your powers. I wish. But you know, you really have changed since the Grey Garrison. It's hard to describe, but you've become kinda... Anevia waves her hand, trying to find the world. More stately? Let's just go with stronger, shall we? Or dangerous. I have a gut instinct about these things. If I didn't, I'd already be dead. You're dangerous, Commander, and by Desna, I hope you'll be dangerous to our enemies and not to us. Or to yourself. Tell me about yourself. Haven't I already done all this? He shrugs with a lazy smile. I'd be happy to. There's kind of nothing to tell. What's so interesting about me? Where are you from? Nowhere. I was blown in by the wind and found in a cabbage patch. She stops short. Sorry, that's an old habit of mine. I don't like blabbing about my past. But you saved my skin, so I guess I kinda owe it to you to not clown around, right? I'm from Nidal, and I wouldn't wish my homeland on my worst enemy. You've heard of the place, I'm sure. Ruled by monsters that aren't alive nor dead, and the official religion is the cult of Zon Cathon. What is that? The deity Zon Cathon, also known as the Midnight Lord, the Dark Prince, and the Prince of Pain, God of Darkness, Envy, Loss, and Pain, possesses one of the most twisted and evil minds in the Great Beyond. His position as God of Pain is well earned, as he has been the root of countless tortures, murders, and worse throughout time. He was once a benevolent demigod named Dubral, but was corrupted when he travelled to the far, dark places between the plains and returned in his current form. His half-sister, Sheelin, still holds out hope that she can redeem him, though the Lord of Shadows shows no sign of remorse or compassion. Sounds like a lovely fella. I grew up in a slum, like a weed between the cobblestones. I didn't have a dad, but I had lots of aunts and uncles, my mom's cronies. No prize for guessing the kind of business she was involved in. They gave me a set of lockpicks as soon as I could hold a spoon. While the other kids were picking their noses, I was picking pockets. When I was 12, the monks of the Silent Shroud came for us. Creepy guys with their mouths sewn shut. They're the guards in Nisroch. Mom gave me to her friends, and we hid in the secret temple of Desna. I never saw my mom again. I lay low in the temple for the next few years, kept my head down. I washed floors, fetched water, listened to sermons. Funny thing, after a while I started liking Desna's teachings. But as soon as I was old enough, I was out of there. I left Nidal and got as far away as I could. Quite a ragtag group you've got here, from nobles to street thieves. You got that right. Only the best for you. What do you do if the knights and nobles fail to save the world? The lowlifes are our only hope. How did you meet Irabeth? I was bumming around Timon a while back, doing this and that. Desnan temples sometimes gave me odd jobs. You know, sometimes they needed people with skills like mine. On the surface, it was fine, I guess. After Nidal, the freedom of the River Kingdoms should have seemed like heaven, my chance to sit back and enjoy life. But I wasn't happy. There just wasn't any joy in my new life. I was all alone. No one cared about me, and I didn't care about anybody either. I struggled to find reason to drag myself out of bed every morning. Tying a stone around my neck and jumping into the nearest river started to look pretty appealing. One day, I was hired to follow some fellows who the local authorities suspected were Razmiran spies. I was stupid. I made a rookie mistake and they caught me. It's like my body had already decided to do what my mind had been fighting, to finally put me out of my misery. Get someone else to kill me, since I didn't have the guts to do it myself. They grabbed me. I thought they'd gut me on the spot, but instead they hog-tied me and dragged me off. And just like an animal going to the slaughter, my only thought was, let's get this over with. They brought me to their stinking cave, threw me on their altar, and I realized who it was. Cuthites from Nidal. They tracked me down after all those years. I didn't care anymore. Wouldn't even have cared if they'd eaten me or whatever. We all gotta go sometime, right? So I was lying there, staring at those knives pointed at me, when fate rolled the dice, and I hit the jackpot. Irabeth. There she was, storming into the cave. Picture it. I'm lying on an altar with all these knife-wielding maniacs around me, and suddenly Irabeth storms in. I thought it was Imode herself, fierce in her shining armor and her gleaming sword raised. She made quick work of those scumbags, chopped them up just like that. I didn't even have time to blink. She untied me, and then Anevia's face lights up as she chuckles. She looked through the papers they had on the table, and she started swearing like a sailor. So much for Imode. How did you and Irabeth end up in Canabras? After almost becoming a human sacrifice, I knew I never wanted to leave Irabeth's side. Desna knows. I fell for her instantly, and I fell hard. My misery was gone, and when Irabeth showed me what was in those papers, proof that the cultists had a nest in her home city, well, I offered to help without a second thought. Anevia smiles warmly. She must have figured I couldn't wait to get my revenge on the cultists. But I didn't give a damn about them. It was her. I'd go anywhere with her, even on a crusade or into the jaws of a dragon. But I took to life in Canabras like a duck to water. I used to be an outcast wherever I went, but half of the crusaders are the same. After all, who'd volunteer to tangle with demons on the edge of the abyss? You gotta be either a goody two-shoes with too much honor and free time, or a misfit with no life, out in the normal world with normal people. People come here to run away from their debts, their past, from themselves. So I fit right in. What's it like living with Irabeth? It's like living. Without her, I wouldn't be. Seriously, if I were alone, I'd definitely be gone by now. Sure, sometimes we argue, can't deny that. Sometimes we bang our fists on the table and yell so loud that the walls shake. That's all about order business. But at home, well, I'll give you an example. I've kind of always wanted to move out of that broom closet we call a house into somewhere cozier. It ain't like they take a vow of poverty at the Eagle's Watch. But every month, somehow, most of our spare money is spent on crusader business. Sure, I get mad about it, but Anevia makes a helpless gesture. It's part of why I love her so much. You know, Irabeth has that thing that matters most for a person. A purpose in life. She's always got a reason for whatever she's doing. Her whole life is a crusade. And I just drifted around like a leaf in the wind until Desna brought us together. Now she's the meaning of my life. So it really makes no difference if we live in a mansion or under a bush. Well, thank you for your answers. Thanks for asking. Telling you all this kind of made me feel better. Fantastic. Well, I have to go. Alright, you watch yourself now. Okay. Well, I guess I'm going to end this episode here. I feel like I haven't achieved anything. It's been a bit of a messy episode. I don't know, my brain just kind of struggled today. Must be one of those days. Sometimes I'll record stuff and my head will just go, way. So what do we got to do? We've got to go... Oh, we've got to go to Dresden. I'm guessing I'm going to leave the tent and something's going to happen. So, I will save it here. I will thank you all very much for watching. Hopefully, I shall see you all next time. Please like, subscribe, let me know what you think. Your comments are greatly appreciated. Thank you again to the members of the channel and the coffee supporters. It really does mean the world to me. And as always, see you next time.